Grand rising, beautiful people around this earth. I just got off of a consultation call, and it was relating to getting rid of herpes, getting rid of these breakouts, these boils, these cold sores, these, you know, breakouts down there in your private parts. And just like I explained on this consultational call, I'm going to explain to you people here my experience and how I got through this. So what happened with me, what I found out, what was triggering this was that when I was 12 years old, my family moved to a different location, and in the same time I was eating processed food. I was eating loads of processed foods, and but because we moved, I moved away from my friends. I moved away from all the children that I used to play with when I was young, and I started being less active, playing more video games, and eating more of these processed foods that I was already eating. And one of the main things that I noticed that I was highly eating, like so much, was ketchup. Now ketchup in the United States, Heinz ketchup has corn syrup in it. It has high fructose corn syrup. And I was noticing that it was only when I was eating ketchup that my cold sores, my mouth was burning, and it was making it harder for me to breathe through my nose, and like all this area felt dry. My lips were swollen. I would constantly lick my lips like so much. And what I found out was, after I came across Dr. Sabi, I found out about healing herpes, about fasting, about taking these blood cleanser herbs. I'm gonna name a few right now: sarsaparilla, burdock, yellow dock, dandelion, sea moss, and bladderwrack. They help get rid of the toxicity in the body. And what I noticed after this fasting, I went like about a month of in and out fasting. I would go for 1 day of liquid fasting with the herbs. Then I would eat some fresh fruit, and then I would go to 3 days, and I'd continue the cycle, breaking it with fresh fruits. Going to 5 days, and then in 7 days, and then 7 days again. And on the second 7-day liquid fast is when I noticed that all the warts on my hands, the HPV, was going away. All the breakouts in my mouth and my genitals were going away. And then I started eating ketchup again. And I noticed immediately I got a cold sore. And I discovered that maybe herpes is not sexually transmitted. Maybe herpes is something that we're eating. Maybe it's a toxicity, a level of toxicity in the body that we had to get rid of in order to heal. And when you look at my story, I having herpes basically since the age of 12 or 13, up to the age of 21, 22, whenever I was started fasting and detoxifying. And I started realizing, I started coming across other stories, other people on the internet talking about how there was people being born of herpes. There's also people that were virgins and then they developed herpes and stuff like that. And what I discovered is that because of my overindulging of ketchup, that was the reason why I was getting these cold sores twice a month. It would burn my mouth so hard every time I would eat ketchup. And my problem growing up was that I would smother everything with ketchup. I would eat 4 hot dogs. I'd smother it with mayonnaise and ketchup. I would eat 2 triple whoppers in a sitting, and I would smother it with mayonnaise and ketchup. And And I would notice that every time that I ate ketchup, my lips were burning, my cold sores were burning, and that was the only thing that was burning it. So over some time of fasting, detoxification, and starting to eat ketchup again, I realized that, whoa, this is what's causing this breakout. And then later on, I started switching to like using dates, using agave, um, using these dried fruits like figs and cherries and all these other dried fruits to please my sweet cravings and stuff like that. And I noticed that whenever I overate these things, I started getting these breakouts again. My lips would swell up. Do it look like this? And my whole nose would get really dry. This area right here would feel so dry. Sometimes my genitals would get like a red rash in a sense, and then I realized, like, whoa, you know, in nature, when would we really eat dried fruit like that? Who would, in nature, when we would really find dried fruit in larger quantities like that? And so it hit me, like, herpes is basically triggered by concentrated sugars, dried fruit, agave, maple syrup. I've noticed even people doing this master cleanse, right? Where they put like either agave or maple syrup with cayenne pepper and all these other herbs and stuff. And it's something like 5 people have came to me already, like, hey, I just did this master cleanse. Look, I'm detoxing. And they have a cold sore dead on their lip. But I realized, like, yo, you've been eating agave, you've been eating maple syrup for the last 7 days. That's the reason why you're breaking out. It's not because, you know what I'm saying? And so what I realized was that the concentrated sugars, it's really hard to digest, to be broken down by the kidneys. And that's the reason why we're getting these breakouts on our lips and the sensitive areas, under our eyelids, under our genitals. And that's what I realized is it's only when I eat dried fruit, dates specifically, when I have more than 3 dates a day or like 6 dates throughout the week, that I start getting these breakouts, either in the sensitive skin, either underneath the eyelid, in the mouth, in the lips, in the gums, or in the genitals. And it's only with these concentrated sugars. And we have to realize that, you know, we're a natural being on this planet. We should be eating our natural diet of wild, fresh, living foods, whether they be fruits, greens, seeds, nuts. We have to be eating these fresh, natural foods. Fresh, natural foods. That's what we have to be eating. And there's many ways to get rid of this problem, this health problem. And fasting, taking blood cleansers, blood purifiers, taking herbs that are going to heal the skin, this is what speeds the process up to getting rid of this health problem. So I implore y'all to change up your diet, to stop eating these dates in large quantities. The box says 2 servings a day for dates. And I see people eating half a box of dates in a single sitting. And then I see them complain like, oh my God, I need to be careful, I need to fast. They start blaming their sexual partners and stuff like that, when it's the food that they're eating, emotionally eating these sweeteners, these sugar, and these high concentrated sugars. And that's the reason why they start breaking out. So really, like, I implore you to try it out. Try it out yourself. Go get a bottle of ketchup with corn syrup in it. Eat it in large amounts, and let me know what happens to you. Get a box of dates. Eat half a box in a sitting, and let me know what happens to you. I'm telling you, it's not an STD. It's what you're eating. So, you know, if you like this video, please give it a like. Please comment anything, any questions, any concerns, any other health goals that y'all may have. DM me for personal help. I offer consultations. Ask me about my services. I'd love to help you out. I'd love to help y'all have the right knowledge so that way you can proceed on your health journey and get the results that you want. So with that being said, thank you, and hope y'all have a good day.